gente de mi tiempo que, aunque era muy pequeño, pues vivimos la historia trágica de esos días.
A few years ago, I visited Hiroshima with my father as part of a multi-city adventure across Japan. As an immigrant from the Dominican Republic to New York in his 20s and part of the post-war generation, this visit was especially important for him. As we made our way to the A-bomb site, we met a lovely pair of local volunteer city guides who offer free tours as part of the systematized Goodwill Guide groups.
Yoko と Akemi.
Yeah.
ありがとうございます。
ビデオなんだね。
はい、ビデオで。はいはい。
What was even more special was that one of the guides, Yoko, is the daughter of a survivor from the atomic bomb attack on August 6, 1945.
¿Cómo te pareció?
Una historia real. Fue una historia real y sin querer pues la aprendimos más de lo que pensábamos.
In Hiroshima, radiation didn't stay long. There is three major reasons. First of all, big typhoon hit Hiroshima 42 days later, on September 17th, named Nagasaki typhoon. Nagasaki typhoon was one of the biggest typhoon in Showa era. So heavy rain washed away contaminated soil on the ground into the Seto Inland Sea. Here.
72 days later, the bomb.
Yes.
42.
42.
42.
Even big
So that thing combined that disaster.
disaster.
No, it's washed away
Washed out.
the
Washed
radiation.
Oh, clean it up a little.
Heavy
Help.
rain.
Helped.
So, if big typhoon had not hit Hiroshima, a large amount of radiation would have remained longer.
Oh, longer.
And secondly, little boy exploded in the air, high up in the air.
Little Boy is the name of the bomb.
A little boy dropped on Hiroshima. 3 days later, second atomic bomb, Fat Man, was dropped on Nagasaki. Different atomic bombs. So little boy exploded high up in the air, about 600 meters above the ground, not on the ground. So heated air went up. これどうやったかね。違ったかね。そうですそうです。Heated air went up to create a huge mushroom cloud. So radioactive dust spread over the cloud widely. So the density of radioactive cloud became very light. And thirdly, radiation emitted by the little boy was incomparably small compared to today's nuclear weapons. H-bomb test was said about some 1,000 times bigger than little boy. So luckily, remaining residual radiation in Hiroshima didn't stay long. Very lucky.
The Peace Memorial Park, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, was planned so that its main features are arranged in a perfect line. Looking through the opening of the memorial cenotaph, you can perfectly see the flame of peace and the A-bomb dome straight on. The Peace Memorial Museum is lined up on the opposite side of the cenotaph.
One line. This is ancient Japanese clay house. Have you ever seen? 見たことないよね。Japanese. And the design is from it. And this is Japanese clay house. これが。So this design from it.
A cenotaph is a monument in honor of someone whose remains are in another location. The saddle-shaped roof was inspired by the Haniwa pottery used to decorate prehistoric tombs.
Be sheltered because it contains stone chest. Stone chest contains register. Please, this is Japanese version, English version. It contains a register of the victims. And every year, once a year, in May, all registers were taken out to aired one by one, like this.
Within the monument is a stone chest that contains a listing of all the people who died as a result of the atomic bomb tragedy, regardless of nationality. As of August 6, 2015, there were 297,684 names on the list. Names are still added to the list as people pass away from diseases that may have been caused by the radiation given off by the explosion.
Yes, such a tragedy will never happen again.
We hope not.
The cenotaph is inscribed with this phrase, "Let all the souls here rest in peace, for we shall not repeat the evil."
Her classmates shocked her death triggered a fundraising campaign to build a monument. At that time, many children died in the same way. Look at all these paper cranes.
Sasaki Sadako was exposed to radiation at the age of 2 when the Hiroshima bomb fell. A decade later, she was diagnosed with leukemia and died after an 8-month battle with the disease. Based on a traditional Japanese belief, Sadako thought that if she folded 1,000 origami cranes, she would recover. She ultimately made more than 1,300.
Gente que pasan a la historia, imagínate. Esta gente pasaron a la historia.
When she died, her shocked elementary school classmates wanted to build a statue for all the children who died as a result of the atomic bombing. And schools around the country began raising money. On May 5, 1958, Children's Day, the statue was completed. School children often bring folded cranes with them on trips to the monument today.
I have a small present for you. お父さんから。はい。I made it. じゃあ、your daughter.
Really, thank you.
ありがとう。
Oh man. Cuidado.
ありがとうございます。今日のお話を。¿Te gustó el tour?
Oh, claro, la explicación, una historia que mucha gente la pueden concebir directamente, de gente que te lo explique en directo, muy sentimental, muy importante de cualquier persona escribir algo de eso y recordar, sobre todo gente de mi tiempo que, aunque era muy pequeño, pues vivimos la historia trágica de esos días. Y, ¿cómo se llama? No hubo mejor momento que poderlo nosotros oír de personas que realmente están bien informadas. Y una hija de una sobreviviente. Fotos reales aún cuando estaba niña. Impresionante. Tuvimos la suerte de coger esa buena información.
After finishing the tour, we headed to the Hiroshima Peace Memorial Museum, directly south of the memorial cenotaph and the Flame of Peace, which has continued to burn since 1964. The museum was built by the city of Hiroshima to present an accurate picture of the atomic attack by recording the tragic and terrible effects of the bombing and the radiation in the aftermath. It opened Opened in 1950, the main building conveys what happened on August 6, 1945, through scientific explanations and exhibits of items belonging to the victims. The East Building tells the story of Hiroshima before and after the bombing and describes the city's nuclear disarmament efforts. This year, 2020, marks the 75th anniversary of the bombing. This year's ceremony was completely scaled back due to COVID safety precautions. Hiroshima Mayor Kazumi Matsui said at his Hiroshima Peace Declaration, "Rumor at the time had it that nothing will grow here for 75 years, and yet Hiroshima recovered, becoming a symbol of peace," he said. He renewed his request to the Japanese government to sign a nuclear ban treaty. To enhance its role as mediator between the nuclear weapon and non-nuclear weapon states, I ask the Japanese government to heed the appeal of the Hibakusha that it sign and ratify and become a party to the Treaty on the Prohibition of Nuclear Weapons, he said.
Jorge Uruguay, Dominican Republic. Este es mi sueño, un mundo sin guerras de ninguna clase. Espero ver 2020 antes de morir con este éxito. Es un éxito, si Dios me permite ver eso, no guerra. Wow, de ninguna índole. Que espero, aunque sea ya antes de morir, ver ese sueño hecho realidad.